Good afternoon all, and welcome to the amazing River Dane at Biley Bridge. This is somewhere that I fished a lot as a kid, and it was kind of the idea that I had for a little mini series. I don't want to be too morbid, but I was just kind of thinking lately, mainly through watching Riverside with me, Gareth's channel, which is absolutely amazing. If you've not subscribed or watched these videos, go and have a look. His channel here, amazing channel, really good, and he talks a lot about fishing places back in the day with his dad, who's unfortunately no longer with us, and it just got me to thinking. And my dad's not dead, but he has moved away to Thailand, and showing no signs of coming back ever again. So it's just sort of made me think of my sort of angling career, if you like, up until the present day. And sort of the things that I'm going to miss in the future. He's never going to get to go out on the boat with me, which he would have loved. You never know, maybe he comes back, but I don't think so. Sorry for the noise, Rory's just trashing about in the bushes over there. But yeah, anyway, so like I say, I don't want to be too morbid, but it just got me to thinking about my angling career, and it's out of there, he swept away. My angling career and sort of the path that it's brought me up until the present day to where I am at the moment, doing a bit of sea fishing. Got the boat, obviously. So I just thought it'd be a little sort of a chance for me to do a little mini series of the sorts of angling that I did, that's led me up to the present day, the people that have inspired me along the way. There's loads, and I'll get into it more as I do these videos, but sort of my granddad and my dad to start with, two massive influences who got me into fishing to start with, and you know, took us all over the show when we were young. Myself, my brother, Hargy, my best mate, who again is no longer with us unfortunately. We fished just so much back in our teens, 20s together, caught some amazing fish along the way, and had some just fantastic memories which I will always treasure. But yeah, just so you know, I've got an idea of about maybe 5 or 6 videos of the sort of the progression in my angling, from sort of starting off on Sailwater Park with a little sort of Argos rod when I was probably 6 or 7. We used to go down there with my dad and my granddad, caught loads of fish, just little skimmers, roach, perch, that sort of thing. But it was brilliant and just a great introduction into fishing for me. We caught loads, so as a youngster it was so exciting. I think that'd be the biggest thing. If anybody was going to get into fishing, I would say work your way up. You know, you don't want to go and get into hardcore carp angling and you're sitting there for days on end not catching anything. Just go and catch and enjoy yourself and progress up into, you know, wherever it takes you. But yeah, so angling has been everything basically in my life. It shaped everything I've done, the jobs that I've had, yeah, and which leads me up to the present day. So like I say, I've got these ideas for 5 or 6 videos, so like I won't go too much into them now, or too much into, I don't want to bore you to death with my friends and the people that have shaped it too much now. We'll get into those in the individual videos. But like I say, my dad, my granddad, Hargy, my best mate who's died, yeah, and you know, sorry, I had a bit of a wobble there. But yeah, I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be sort of a celebration of everything that we did and all the memories and friends and everything else that we made along the way. So the carp fishing mainly was the sort of pivotal point, or the thing that I've done most really. Myself and Hargy fished all over the northwest and further afield as well. I spent a lot of time down in Oxford fishing Lynch Hill, and then further afield onto iconic lakes like Horton Church, that sort of thing. Caught a few great fish along the way, but mostly sort of in the northwest. My carping career, like I say, spent so much time with Hargy. We had just amazing times. Caught some cracking fish along the way. brilliant, brilliant. And I will always look back on the times that we fished on Clifton. So much on Clifton. That was where we sort of cut our teeth, if you like. This wind is wild today. I was going to get the drone up, but I'll never see it again if I put it up today. It's unfortunate. I might have a little bit of footage of this river back on an external hard drive somewhere at home. Anyway, yeah, so the carping was massive. It shaped everything I did. I would go to work, literally as soon as I finished work, I'd be out, I'd be fishing. Every night after work, every day off. It was everything. And that was, you know, brilliant. I had an absolutely wonderful time. Met so many friends along the way. A lot of who I speak to today. Woo! Yeah, a lot of who I still speak to today. Obviously everybody's doing their own thing now. People have moved on, families, whatever, moved out of the area. But still speak to a lot of the people that we met on Clifton back in the early days. And, you know, the lakes that I fished after that. So without further ado, I won't bore you too much. Myself and Rory are going to have a quick wander down the river. But yeah, so that's the thing. And I'm going to try and do it, if I can, sort of chronologically. So starting off, like, my earliest real memory is fishing with my dad on the canal, where he caught a massive pike, and that was the sort of the catalyst, if you like. Just like, oh my God, this sort of, you know, and it probably wasn't massive, probably 7 or 8 pound back in the day, but that, you know, really got the sort of the passion burning. It was like, wow. Yeah, so that's going to be my first video. I'm going to do a bit of piking on the canal, go back to the exact spot there or thereabouts. I can't really remember exactly where it was, but yeah, go back to the same spot, and that'll be my first video, pike and perch on the canal. And like I say, we'll do, I'd like to do it chronologically, but it depends on what the lads are up to and who I can get. I'd like the guys that I'm still friendly with to come along with me on the specific trips. So hopefully we'll be able to do it, like I say, in order, but it may be backwards and forwards depending on who's available to come out with me. So yeah, so I won't bore you too much anymore, but yeah, there'll be perch and pike on the canal. This is a place I used to come with my uncle and Sam, who I still fish with now. But my uncle Dave used to bring me down here, and Sammy and my brother, and we used to fish a lot down here back in the day. It was just amazing times. Got some really fond memories of this river. So I thought I would start off here from a little intro. But yeah, so we'll see you on the canal. This will be the first part, first instalment, so to speak. And yeah, hopefully we'll just go through my angling life and yeah, bring us up to the present day. So yeah, hope you enjoy it and hope it's a decent series, and I will certainly enjoy making these videos. Cheers guys, see you on the canal. This is the Barton Road Swing Bridge, which goes over the Manchester Ship Canal. It was built in 1894 and is a Grade 2 listed building. Just behind it there, you can see the Barton Road Aqueduct, which takes the Bridgewater Canal over the Manchester Ship Canal. Both of these bridges can swing on their axis to allow huge cargo ships to pass through freely, up through Trafford Park and to Salford Quays, and turn around the other way back out, which then runs into the River Mersey and ultimately out into the Irish Sea. That's interesting graffiti. Not something you'd expect to see in Salford. I hope so. Well, good morning and welcome to the majestic Bridgewater Canal. Now, it's never going to win any prizes for the most picturesque of venues. It's full of weed, it's full of rubbish, and it's noisy, very industrial around here. But it does hold a lot of great memories for me as a kid. My dad caught the first big fish that I'd ever seen, pike about 7 or 8 pound, probably when it was about 10 or 11, maybe something like that, just up behind me. I'm going to go up there and see if I can find where I think the spot is. Obviously it's over 30 years ago, so it might not be exact, but we'll go up there and have a little wander down there for nostalgia's sake. Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, a mile walk up there, something like that. So we'll put the legwork in today. But yeah, it's great to come here. I've not fished here for more than 20 years, probably more than 25, if not even longer. No, probably 25. I used to fish a few matches on here from time to time. Oh, now we've got a little plane going over as well. Like I say, it's going to be noisy all day, so we'll have to live with that. Yeah, it's certainly not the most beautiful of venues, but hopefully we'll catch a few fish. I brought 2 rods with me, so I've got my really light jigging rod with 8 pound braid on and just a little jig head, which I'm going to fish little plastics, and I've got some worms with me as well, and my other slightly heavier spinning rod for the pike with the wire trace on, and a couple of little plugs I brought with me. Unfortunately, I've not brought any bloody mono. I've left it in my sea fishing gear, so I've only got this one sort of 4 foot length, a 15 pound leader. I've got some 6 pound line which is on the other rod, but that is not going to cut it for the pike. So hopefully we don't snag up. It's full of weed. I've just had a couple of casts, and that lure is diving too deep. It's picking weed up, so we're going to have to find something a little bit more buoyant. But for now, let's have a wander down there, see if we can pick up a pike or a perch. So all this behind me here used to just be wasteland. Now there's like Costco's here, it's a big Asda, McDonald's, all sorts of stuff, and what's the other side of the Trafford Centre, Event City, that's over here now as well. Yeah, it's been built up. We used to come shooting rabbits on this bit of land here, back in the day when it was kind of acceptable to walk down the towpath with a rifle. But yeah, I used to take the odd rabbit from this land behind here, but not anymore. The good old days, eh? I didn't actually know that there was an entrance here. Could have parked here and walked through. I saved myself a few 100 yards. Yeah, if I come back, that's handy to know. That water that's pumping in has stopped now. Wonder what that's from. Well, obviously Event City's just behind us here. But, yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm just going to have a little drop here for the perch. Yeah, why not? Give it a go, eh? Been bouncing my worm under all this weed and woodwork, but no joy. Thought there'd be a perch or two hiding under there. Keep trying. No fish as yet. Wasn't expecting loads, but I'd like to catch, ideally, 1 pike, 1 perch. I would count as a good result. There's certainly not as many as there used to be. They used to be full of pike. But yeah, they're definitely not here in numbers anymore. But hopefully I can sneak 1 or 2 out. Be nice. Coming up to the spot I wanted to be. It's definitely in this neck of the woods now. I think just up near these 2 bridges, just this side of this bridge actually, I think was where my dad caught his monster back in the day. So we'll go up there and cast my little plug around for a bit, see if his great grandma's out there. Right, this is it. This is where, what are we, 35 years ago, something like that. Nearly 35 years ago, my dad caught the biggest fish I had ever seen at the time. Probably only 7 or 8 pound, but when I was 10 years old, it was an absolute giant. I remember these bridges, we used to be able to park up on the top here. It was like a bit of a central reservation. You could park on it and walk down. Yeah, I remember it being around about here where he caught it. That's amazing. And thinking about it, I've just been in Thailand and met up with my dad's mate who we've known since we were little kids. I'm sure he was here as well the day we caught it. Darren, yeah, I'm sure he was here. So the 3 of us, well, and probably my brother and maybe Darren's kids as well, we're all down here. Yeah, that does ring a bell, that. So that's amazing, isn't it? Just so like nearly 35 years ago, and I've just spent a few days with Darren in Thailand. That's mad. Wow, that is insane. That's really that's great. Right, let's have a few casts here for old time's sake, eh? Just changed over to this one. This seems much more like it, much shallower dive, so it's not picking up as much weed on the retrieve. This looks like exactly what we used to use back in the day. I think they were called Shakespeare Big S, I think. But yeah, do you know what? This looks like probably my dad would have caught his fish on something very similar to that. Wind knot there. Great stuff. That is a big one. I don't think that's coming out. Not really got the patience for this. The scissors might be coming out. Back in business. Remember this from back in the day. Very rarely have a cast where you don't bring back some weed or leaf litter. All sorts of nonsense. Carry a bag, dead fox, bag of kittens, who knows. Still no joy, unfortunately. I'll try under these bridges for a perch. Normally get a few hanging around these structures. It's a bit shallower on the near side. Throw it over to the far side, jig it across, see if there's anything lurking. Smashed my little plug into the bridge. Thought he was going to do the business for me as well. Right, see what else we got. This is his replacement. Little paddle tail plastic. That's got to do the biz, hasn't it? You'd eat that if you're a big pike, wouldn't you? Right, I think that's going to be a wrap for it for here. Give it a good go, but nothing at all. Not seeing any fish, not had any follows or anything. It was always more in hope than expectation, to be fair, this little spot. But it was lovely to come to this little area where we fished all those years ago. So I'm glad I came. It would have been nice to put a fish on the bank here, but alas, no dice. But it's brought back some great memories. I'm really glad I came out today. It's been amazing. But I'm not finished. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another stretch of canal. Again, somewhere we used to fish a lot back in the day. Somewhere I actually caught quite a lot of carp from when I was about probably, I think it just passed me test, so probably 18. Yeah, I think it was the first kind of place that I fished when I passed my test. I had quite a few carp over probably a couple of months to just over £20, which for a canal fish back then was really, really big. And also pike to over £20. I've never had a £20 pike, but I've been there and seen £20 fish come out of this stretch. So without further ado, we're going to blast back down here, about a mile and a half maybe, back to the van. We'll jump in a van, shoot over to this new stretch. Right, next venue. This is the moorings in Boothstown. When I first started fishing here with my dad and my brother back in 1990 maybe, something like that, maybe even before, it did not look like this. In the basin itself, which is just up behind me, was full of like old sunken wooden barges. It looked totally different, and then they dredged it and pulled all the barges out and then built a pub and some houses. So they've been here for probably, I don't know, over 25 years now, I would have thought. But again, it's a place I spent a lot of time. yeah, we fished for perch and pike. My dad used to come down here quite a lot and fish for the perch on the canal. He had some crackers out, like sort of 2-3 pounders. Yeah, so he used to come down here a lot on his own, but he used to bring us as well, and we used to catch a lot of pike and decent sized perch. Used to fish the basin on the pole, fish some matches here. So again, it's a really sort of nostalgic place. Spent a lot of time here, fished for carp here as well. So pretty much all the species are in here, and there are quite a lot of pike, or there used to be. Again, it's somewhere that I've not fished for quite a while, but it used to always be a banker for some pike. So we'll throw the lures round. As we walk up into the basin, you'll see it opens out. There's a load of moored boats in the middle of it. We can cast up to them and down the gullies, and hopefully there'll be some pike there. I imagine that if we don't catch a pike, we'll definitely get a perch here. We must. There's got to be a fish on this video. So without further ado, let's go down there. This is the Moorings Basin. Full of fish it used to be. This was my little spot for where I did a bit of a carping campaign. Used to bait the end of this platform here and had a ton of fish off it, to just over £20. But there should be fish all over this basin, if not pike. I'm saying that there's definite perch to be had in here. Right, couple of hours left before it goes dark, so let's get some fishing done. Right, come out there, come on. This is one of the problems with fishing these urban canals. The amount of shit left, and it's clearly anglers. Look at that, hemp and sweet corn there, fishing umbrella. Absolute scumbags. Hate to see it, don't you? Knobheads. There's a ton of weed and debris coming through. It's bloody murder trying to get me line down through it. Picking straw and twigs and stuff up every cast. Very, very difficult. Right, can't get my lines down through all that shit. Just picking stuff up on the retrieve every time. So I'm going to go around the other side, over there behind me. Drop some worms down the boats. See if we can't snag a perch. It's tough going. Not like this back in the good old days. Just have a quick look under this bridge first. Drop a worm or two down here. Is it deep enough? Can't see the bottom, so probably. Let's give it a go. Well, I might have to admit defeat for today, by the looks of it. I just cannot catch anything. On the other side, the main towpath, there's just too much weed and debris coming through. Couldn't get the line down. Just picking up shit every cast. And over here, absolutely nothing. And it's getting bloody cold. About probably an hour till it goes dark, but the temperature has dropped significantly. So I think, unfortunately, the first episode in this little series is going to be a disaster. Blanco, no fishes. Tasha wanted to go out tomorrow. She's had to work today. She wanted to go out tomorrow, so maybe I might tag on tomorrow's session on after this. She's never caught a perch or a pike, but to be fair, she needs to go with somebody else if she wants to, because what are you gonna do? But so we might go out tomorrow and tag tomorrow's session on the end of this, if we catch anything. If we don't catch anything, you won't see anything, but if we manage to catch a couple of perch or a pike or something, I'll tag it on to the end of this. Otherwise, the first episode is blank. Ah well, not to worry. It's been a great day and a real nostalgic walk down memory lane. I've really enjoyed it, to be fair, especially going to the canal in Trafford Park, which was the first proper fish that I saw, and probably the one that got me into fishing more than anything else, really. But for now, it's a blank, and I'm going home for my tea. I'm starving. Thanks for watching. I promise you there will be some fish in future episodes of my angling journey. Bye bye.